as it stands, in my humble opinion, they have offensively, they have the best roster in that division.
Even better than Detroit Lions?
Yes.
Ah, no,
I,
no, no, no,
I
no.
oh bro, Keenan Allen.
We got to do this like we do it every year. Dub, we got to start out with our division previews, and we can start nowhere else other than the NFC North. A lot of exciting things going on in the NFC North. We saw the Detroit Lions make it very, very close to a Super Bowl berth last year. Very good football team, one that Dub predicted would be very good. But the division has changed a lot, so I want to talk about the newcomers, talk about who's going where. I got my notes here. So, Dub, we're going to talk about that, talk about what we expect to see from teams, and then we're going to rank these guys. So, the Green Bay Packers, we'll start off with them. Um, Lost running back Aaron Jones in free agency. They also lost David Bakhtiari, basically all pro offensive tackle. They did get two new running backs, Josh Jacobs, Marshawn Lloyd, who they got in the third round, linebacker Edgerrin Cooper, and Javon Bullard. We're going to bounce to the Detroit Lions. So they lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson in free agency, but they were able to add some folks. They got Carlton Davis from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Terrion Arnold in the draft, probably the top corner in this past year's draft. Ennis Rakestraw Jr., not as familiar, but that's a newcomer as well. And then they got edge rusher Marcus Davenport. Minnesota Vikings, they lost Kirk Cousins. Kirk took his ice. He went to the A. He's now fighting for a starting spot down there because Michael Penix Jr. is looking pretty good. They signed Sam Darnold as a potential stopgap. I don't know in what world Sam Darnold's a stopgap. Um, hey, alternate reality. They drafted J.J. McCarthy, NCAA champion with Michigan last year, and Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson round out that receiving core.
Quick comment about A. McCarthy. He tore his meniscus.
He did. So hopefully, Sam Darnold will be able to hold it down. Maybe Sam Darnold would have been starting anyway. I'm not sure where they are in terms of.
Not the way McCarthy was looking that preseason game. And I understand it's second string talent that he was going against. But some of the things that I saw, I was pretty impressed with. I was pretty impressed with the accuracy, his pocket awareness, his pocket presence. So I think he's going to be pretty solid. And unless it was just a fluke, he's well prepared and he understands the system. So we'll see.
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't be that hard to beat Sam Darnold out for a starting spot.
No, not at all.
It shouldn't be that difficult.
Not at all.
We'll see how the Vikings turn out. They added Aaron Jones, so they stole their division rivals running back. Aaron Jones came over from the Packers, so they should be good. And then we got the Bears. I mean, I don't know that there's any team in the league that made as much noise as the Bears did. They locked down DJ Moore with a nice contract extension, gave him a nice payday. They brought over Keenan Allen from the Chargers to be wide receiver number one. They drafted Rome Odunze, DeAndre Swift, running back. They got Caleb Williams, the number one overall pick. So the Bears are just building up. I think they've been at pretty lowly in the division for a couple of years now. It's time to really build up. So with all of those additions, with all of those changes in the NFC North, we got to talk about where we see each team falling. So we're going to go 1 to 4. I'll start it off, Dub. At number 1, I got the Detroit Lions, right? Like, this is a team that had all of the pieces, solid defense. Jared Goff is underrated. They have all of the pieces both at running back and the two-headed monster in that backfield, receiving core. What else could you ask for? You got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Um, they're just a well-oiled machine, and a couple plays away from playing in the Super Bowl. I got the Detroit Lions as the number one team in the NFC North. Who do you have? The
Same as that pick. I don't need to elaborate on that any further. Last year, I had them competing at a high level, and if I can recall, I said that they would make it to the divisional championship, the conference championship. I think I said that. I could be wrong. I could be misspeaking, but I am very high on the Detroit Lions. It all starts with the culture, and I think they have that physical toughness, that blue collar, do your job and we'll win type of mentality. So I got Detroit at 1-2.
Yeah, okay. At number two, I have to go with the Green Bay Packers. I think the Green Bay Packers and the progression we saw from Jordan Love last season. He's got a new contract, new money. Money gets you acting different. Um, I think again they got some solid pieces. Josh Jacobs coming into that backfield and what he brings. They still have AJ Dillon, so a little switch up from AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones to now having AJ Dillon and Josh Jacobs. I actually think that makes their backfield a little bit better. No slack on Aaron Jones and what he provided, but I think Josh Jacobs and the physicality, after contact is a whole different level. So I think that offense is going to be superb. Defense is solid. I think the Packers finish second in the division. Who do you have, Doug?
Packers. I think with the addition of Josh Jacobs in combination with Jordan Love, um, I forgot the receiver name from North Dakota State. Um,
Oh man, my God, right,
Big number
right,
5 gets
right
big.
in that number nine,
Number
right in
9,
that number nine. Oh man, what's my guy's name? He was raw. He had a lot. He had some drops last year though.
but he's
You
big and
know,
physical, man. And that was his rookie season. So I think they actually have a pretty solid receiving core as well. And the defense was solid last year as well. So I think a lot of people don't give Matt LaFleur.
Christian Watson.
Yeah, that's it, Watson.
Yeah,
I don't think people give Matt LaFleur a lot of credit. He hasn't had. I don't think he's had a losing season since he's been in Green Bay. Granted, he had Aaron Rodgers for the past I don't know how many seasons, 4 seasons, and now with Jordan Love at the helm, Jordan Love looked phenomenal. So I think Matt LaFleur is a mastermind when it comes to cultivating his quarterbacks and putting together a great game plan. And I think it will translate to a very successful season this season.
for sure. I agree. I agree. Um, at number three, now this was tough. This is where it gets tough in this division because you have the Vikings who have a number of weapons on offense. When you think about Jordan Addison, you think about Justin Jefferson, T.J. Hawkinson. I mean, we named them all already. They've got the weapons, they got the pieces. They got to rely on Sam Darnold. I don't trust Sam Darnold. Uh, they said young Metro don't trust you. I don't think Metro would trust Sam Darnold. So
Well,
I gotta put the Bears at that number three slot, and I think we see a big improvement from the Bears this season with all the weapons they have around Caleb Williams. I think this could be a 7-8 win team.
uh man, it's so tough because I got Chicago at 3, but I'm thinking about 1 and 2. I truly believe Chicago is a threat. My only qualm that I have about Chicago is the head coach. I don't know if I'm sold on him yet.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sold on him. But as it stands, in my humble opinion, they have offensively, they have the best roster in that division.
Even better than Detroit Lions?
Yes.
Ah, no,
I,
no, 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 no.
oh, bro, Keenan Allen, 1,400 yards. You
Keenan,
got
well, I will say
they got
one
the
thing: we got Keenan Allen been producing for a long time, so
home
we are starting to turn that corner to the back
DJ.
end.
And bro, candidly speaking, bro, DJ Moore might be a number 3, bro. Cause they just drafted a rookie. What's the cat's name
Roma Dunze,
from Washington?
Roma Dunze, yeah.
So it might be a 2-3,
Just,
bro.
I think Dunze is going to have. Um, I think he's going to have some adjustments. DJ Moore is definitely 1-2, 1/2.
It,
You know,
I'll say this. I'll say, and then they have another receiver. I can't remember cat's name, bro. They have the most prolific offense in that division. I'm not even going to debate it.
I hear you. I think Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown being on the same field at the same time is
They not.
and you have Laporta, who I haven't mentioned yet, who is arguably the top tight end in the league. You got people arguing over whether Laporta or Kelsey is the guy right now at this point in their careers.
Oh, what about Kittle?
I like Kittle, but I don't think he's better than Kelsey or Laporta.
I call him Kittle.
But yeah, I like him. I think he's number 3 in
Oh,
my.
okay.
So yeah, so at 4, that puts the Minnesota Vikings. I love Jefferson's game. Um, I love Jordan Addison's game when he was in college. But it's something missing there in Minnesota. They do got some cool new white helmets. Check that out. That's dope. I like that. I don't know. Something missing there. I don't see it happening with Sam Darnold at the helm. Um, I think it's going to be a rough year for the Vikings this year.
We'll see, man. I think they're in like a little mini rebuild. If
Yeah,
they
that's what I think too. Listen, as always, we give it to you straight. If your team is in the NFC North, holler at us. Let us know what you think about the rankings, where we put your team. Let us know if we're wrong. I don't think we are, but you might. Let us know if we're wrong. Give us that CLS treatment, that Mercedes Benz. You know what that is. Comment, like, subscribe. We'll be back with more from me in the arena.